Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. In an especially bold and must-read editorial today, the Wall Street Journal took aim at what they call, and I'll quote, the West's climate policy debacle, adding, quote, utopian energy dreams are doing great economic and security damage, end quote. They quoted the final word of the famed movie The Bridge on the River Kwai, quoting madness. And they concluded by quoting historian Arnold Toynbee that, quote, civilizations die by suicide, not murder, end quote. Well, it was embarrassing enough to America watching Joe Biden fist-bumping Saudi ruler MBS, that kind of casual gesture usually reserved for good friends, not American presidents interacting with foreign leaders. But the real problem is that President Biden had to beg the Saudis for more oil production, and indeed has gone to other dictators like Venezuela and Iran because of his, and I quote the Journal once again, utopian dream to punish fossil fuels and sprint to a world driven solely by renewable energy, end quote. Journal goes on to say it's time for political leaders to recognize this manifest debacle and admit that short of a technological breakthrough, the world's going to need an ample supply of carbon fuel for decades to remain prosperous and free. Now, viewers of this show will recognize the same things yours truly has been arguing for the duration of Joe Biden's collapsing presidency. Shrinking baseload power, such as natural gas and nuclear, has been replaced by unreliable renewables that have driven energy prices sky high, including gasoline and electricity prices paid by typical American families. Crazy goals like carbon-free electricity by 2035 or a 32% reduction in carbon emissions by 2030. These silly goals highlight the insanity of Biden's radical climate activism. Renewables have proven unreliable and unsustainable. The war against fossil fuels, including extremist environmental restrictions that have ended permitting for drilling, pipelining, and refining, all this has taken a huge toll on the economy and delivered a massive inflation tax on the middle class. A new tip poll on climate change shows 32% of Americans approve and a whopping 57% disapprove. Incidentally, it's not only here in the U.S. A recent UN report where 10 million people worldwide were asked to rank 16 issues in order of importance. Climate change finished dead last. And I want to add to all this the important theme that radical climate change equals big government socialism. It's an attempt to transform American society into a centrally planned regulatory state of the sort that the late Nobel Prize winner Friedrich Hayek wrote about in his famous book, The Road to Serfdom. Newt Gingrich is going to be here in a short while to talk with me about radical climate change and big government socialism. For now, I would note the war against free market capitalism that is deeply embedded in the war against fossil fuels that comprises the radical climate activism of the Biden administration across the board through a regulatory octopus of agencies as far-reaching and unrelated as the EPA or the FTC or the SEC or the Federal Reserve. The Bidens have attempted to employ what Steve Forbes calls modern regulatory socialism. Hopefully, the recent Supreme Court decision ruling against the EPA will slow this regulatory socialism down or even stop it altogether. Let us hope. But Joe Biden doesn't understand that either. While in Saudi Arabia, the fist bumper in chief threw a temper tantrum at Senator Joe Manchin for ending the high tax and renewable energy spending rampage, then promised to counter Manchin with a massive onslaught of yet more executive branch regulations. But the Supreme's just said, you can't do that, Uncle Joe. Or hadn't you heard? Finally, Joe Biden proudly said many times on his Middle Eastern trip that he has a new Iran nuclear deal on the negotiating table, and it's just up to Iran now to take that deal. This is utter insanity. But part of that deal would end Donald Trump's stern economic sanctions and allow Iran to reopen their oil spigots and better finance their terrorism in the region and around the world. That is another place where this radical climate activism has taken the Biden administration. Thank heavens the cavalry is coming. Question is, will it get here soon enough?